Network, where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice, where dreams awaken in life. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings, let's rise together.
Feel the hum beneath your skin, a pulse of light, let it begin. The night dissolves, the day will spin. Rise awakenings, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice, where dreams awaken and climb. Rise awakenings, now is the time. Echoes bloom, they bend and glide. A signal surging deep inside. From shadows grip, we rise and rise. Tune the whispers, find your way. Tomorrow starts with sound today. Rise awakenings, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice, where dreams awaken and climb. Rise awakenings, now is the time. It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinements. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can. There's a feeling, it lies deep inside. Knowing something changed a reality inside. Tell me everything is fine. Life left you wary. The distance that's growing has become a bit scary. I see the change in your eyes, the cracks in your smile. Feeling something's different, holding back for a while. But you lied to me, hiding what's real. There's a truth inside how you really feel. Afraid to tell me for fear of what I might say. But you lied and they keep it buried away. I ask you what's wrong, shaking a smile, walk away, digging for the truth. What you don't say, yeah. Changing the topic while holding the past. Someone knew before me, a new spell is cast. The tone in your voice, change in your gait. Why won't you talk to me before it's too late? But you lied to me, hiding what's real. There's a truth inside how you really feel. Afraid to tell me for fear of what I might say. But you lied and get buried away. Don't lie to me. You know that I'm here. You know that I care. We can talk this thing through. Not going anywhere. Whatever it is, 'cause it really that bad. Just be honest with me. There's this strawberry lie to me, hiding what's real. There's a truth inside how you really feel. Afraid to tell me for fear of what I might say. But you lied to me. Keep it buried away. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Please don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Welcome, everyone, to Phoenix Talks.
That was such an amazing song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job. Amazing. absolutely amazing. Hi, welcome.
And it's our premiere on the new Embers of Light YouTube channel. I'm so excited about that. And also on the Raise Radio Networks on Twitch. Ha! Wow.
It's so cool.
We are growing, glowing. And we just keep on going.
Yeah. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to move forward.
Right.
Oh, today's topic that's a great segue. Today's topic is going to talk about ways to move forward with, go ahead, Michka, because this one is your pick. So.
I'm already saying, yay, thanks for the tears. Well, everyone who knew about the song was warned ahead of time to make sure that you were ready to hear it, because I wanted it to really hit home. Really wanted that one to hit home, because one of the things that so many people, myself included, have had the issue of is acting like everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
In a relationship, with yourself, in a job, with friends, any situation. We all have that tendency and capability of acting like we're fine. And that is one of the biggest lies we don't talk about.
Yeah. I told Michka we're going to trigger a lot of people pleasers with this one.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, most of us feel like we have to mask around people that we're with, right? Unhealthy people make us feel like we have to mask, which is what makes us say that we're fine when we're not, because it's not safe to say that we're not fine.
Yeah.
So that is the understanding you have to have of who you're dealing with when you're having those moments where you're presented with, do I want to say I'm fine just to not make waves? If you already know and are anticipating waves being made, you already know you're not safe to be yourself. But if you're not sure and you end up being surprised by the person every time they do pull it out of you eventually.
I'm sorry, I have to throw this on screen real quick.
You're totally fine. Yes. Bubble kittens, we're all recovering people pleasers. You are not alone.
Sorry, I had to put on the screen why I was stifling so much laughter, because I'm sure people watching are like, what's he laughing at? This isn't
That's fabulous.
But that was.
That's fabulous. But yes, so we're creating these circumstances for ourselves when we maintain those connections. When we don't give ourselves an opportunity to speak our truth and let our truth breathe life. We talked about validation on the Bloom. You got to validate your own feelings and know that you are allowed to have them. So when you get pushback, you can speak for advocate for yourself in a way that isn't dysregulated and maintains your firmness and your boundaries of who you and what you are. So don't say I'm fine. Instead say, well, something hit me funny with X, Y, and Z, and I'm just processing it right now. I might need a moment to process it, but I'll circle back to you when I have it articulated enough to tell you. Something like that. And if that's attacked, you might be in the wrong company. So you know what? Sometimes I'm fine is safety.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
unless you're around me and somebody says I'm fine, and I look at them and I look at their facial expression, the way that they're holding their body, the way that they're walking their gait, and I see everything but fine, I will say, no, you're not. But if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just skipped to the here. Okay, well, I'm here if you need me. You can talk to me.
Yeah.
Yes. Hold space. But you have to know if you're safe. Obviously, if I'm fine is a safety thing, then by all means, I'm fine the rest as long as you need to in order to get yourself to safety. Okay, so discernment, obviously. But if it's if it's I'm not sure if I'm safe with this person, you have to try first. You have to speak your truth and you have to advocate for yourself. Now, understand also that internal fear that you have may be based on individuals that were not safe and are not safe. It doesn't apply to everyone. So remind yourself of that. Not everyone is that. So you have to give other people a chance to show you if they are a safe place. So if you're not speaking your truth, how the hell are you supposed to know that?
Right.
So help yourself. Give yourself a chance instead of saying I'm fine to choose a different option that actually supports you. That's that branch.
Yeah.
Hi, polyamorous.
I'm glad you found us. Sorry they made you work to find us. But, you know, one of the other things is avoidance that occurs. And allowing, instead of just saying fine, squirreling away from it. Changing the topic, figuring out something else to talk about, and not addressing. And pushing it off, flipping the switch so that how you're feeling winds up being how what you've been observing from the other. Well, you did, and started beginning to gaslight them on how you feel by placing the blame onto them instead of just owning up to how you feel in a certain situation. Yes, I know this personally. I've done it. And it didn't win me any trophies.
No, we project what we didn't heal.
Right.
Right.
We really do.
Yeah.
And
in order to heal it, you have to go through it. You have to speak it.
yeah. And in order to have healthy communication, there needs to be an understanding of the language that you have and whoever you're interacting with has. There has to be an understanding of the language between the two of you in order to maintain a healthy, open, honest communication that, like Diane said a little bit ago, feels safe. If you don't feel safe expressing yourself, I mean, if you come into a situation not feeling safe and then all of a sudden you're about to, how many have experienced this? You're about to tell somebody something, exactly how you feel about it. And then they start ranting and raging about the very thing that you're about to disclose to them. And all of a sudden, any safety net that you just had, gone. Because you are sincerely afraid of what their reaction is going to be. Right. Especially since you just saw their face turn red, their brow furrow, and they're shaking their fists in their hands. And it's like, maybe we'll bring this up after you calm down. And then that moment doesn't come.
That's when you plan your exit strategy because they're not safe. And if you have to mask around somebody in your personal space, they don't resonate with you, it's not aligned, and it's going to sabotage your journey, sabotage your healing, sabotage your overall health and well-being, emotional and mental health. It's going to sabotage your energy because it does drain you. So just plan your exit or plan to distance. Do something that eliminates that from your immediate space. They're not for you. You shouldn't have to mask with who is in your personal circle. I understand work-related stuff is different. You can't control people at work. However, you can know that they're just at where they're at and emotionally detach yourself from anything that comes out of that person instead of taking it personally. So we talk ourselves out of things and end up taking and internalizing things instead of actually planting firm boundaries with that energy and deciding, okay, that person's a little, I'm going to stay away from them. That's their problem. So we need to not lie in situations where we need to be honest.
Yeah. That part.
I know we do set ourselves up for self-sabotage because of fear, right? Of what the person's response and reaction is going to be, of course. And we may be projecting our own fears and pain in the form of defensiveness and over-explaining and having to prove yourself and not feeling worthy of receiving calm energy in your space. So we don't even, just to protect ourselves, we don't even give others a chance to hold space for us,
Right.
to speak our truth. So
God, there's so many comments that are flying that
yeah,
it's like,
yes,
shit, where to start?
I know. This is all fabulous.
I actually want to start here.
Yes, that's a
And
big one.
this is out of order, but this explains this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
A lot. And yes, welcome to Phoenix Talks, where if you're in the live chat, you're going to get called out. Love you.
I mean, the reality is we end up trying to prove ourselves and then over fawning and pleasing and sacrificing ourselves and our truth because the energy that they're projecting at us is shit. That's the reality. We don't like how that feels.
Wait.
Nobody wants to
There we
feel
go.
attacked. It's poop.
There we go.
So
I was a little off timing. My mind was elsewhere.
but you know, so we have to step back and realize everyone else's issues are their issues. Micah's issues are Micah's issues, not mine. Okay? When I'm down and crappy, that's not Micah's problem, that's mine. I try not to project my shit on anybody, but at the same time, we're each at a place where we know that, you know, we're going to have off days and we can just hold space for each other. That's
Right.
it. Because, you know, we're human beings and we're walking each other through this journey. And that's all we can do is hold space for each other. You can't hold space for someone who is beating you, though. You need figuratively and sometimes physically. You need to
Yeah.
save yourself from that situation and walk away and from that person and distance the crap out of yourself. No contact if you have to. You need to be unmasked at home, period. In your friend circle, period.
And if you can't be, you're in the wrong place.
Right.
And I want to go back just a little bit further. Always afraid of what people's reactions might be or will be. And that's because many times previous, you had tried to be vulnerable. You had tried to be yourself, tell how you felt, and got shit on. Somehow, some way, someone took that safety away from you. And am I talking directly to the person in the chat? Yes. But am I talking to you, the viewer? All of you? Yes. I'm talking to anyone that resonates with.
Yeah. And I'm
Because
reading the
it's-
chat as well. And yes, there's plenty of reasons to leave an unsafe situation, and knowing how unsafe you are is the motivation to leave. Now, leaving is dangerous after you tell them that you're leaving. So make sure you have plans, money, and all that stuff in place before you, and people, and a support network. So start working on that if you're in a circumstance that you need to get out of. You need to get
Right.
yourself an emergency, you know, self-care package that you could, you know, hightail it out of there and be okay. This is not an easy process. So get yourself out, get yourself to safety. But when you're in a different circumstance with different people at a different vibration, you have to be courageous and brave and give people a chance to show you that they're healthy, to show you that it's okay to be you. You trust your nervous system. Your nervous system tells you first and foremost. We always say your body's going to tell you first before this computes what's happening. So let your body tell you if this person feels safe. Your nervous system's going to tell you before they speak.
Yeah.
As they speak, your nervous system will continue to tell you. At some point, someone who feels safe is going to say something that triggers you. Period. That doesn't make them a problem. It makes what they said the problem because it reminded you of something that hurt you. Don't project that pain onto this entire new situation who has no clue about that experience you had. And they're just
Right.
normally speaking.
And that's what we call a trigger, by the way. That and that's my definition of, are you angry towards or at? If you're angry towards, you just got, or if you're fearful towards and at, the definition for Michka. Towards is because you got triggered and got reminded of something that you experienced before. Looks like, smells like, feels like. You've heard me talk about that. At, they did it to you. Plain and simple. And you being able to trust yourself enough and recognize what it is, what the situation is for what it is, then you will know the difference between at and towards.
And I'm going to use that as a segue into the most important variety of don't lie to me. And all of this truth telling has to start with you being honest with yourself. Being
I wondered
honest.
which one of us was going to get there first.
You gave me the segue. Yeah. And we are going to have flashbacks of abuse. We are going to have flashbacks of those times. We are going to feel triggered from healthy people just because they're just talking.
Right. Right.
It's going to happen. What's important is that you don't lie to yourself in that moment and decide to dismiss your feelings. You have to validate your own feelings and be honest about what it is that you're experiencing so that you can shed light on and heal that, and understand simultaneously that it does not apply to this circumstance. This circumstance just allowed that to surface for you to love on. So you were ready to receive it and ready to be there. That's a deep level of honesty that needs to happen with yourself. Okay. Any of this healing work requires self-honesty, self-accountability, self-motivation to choose differently. We can't show up in our relationship dynamics, no matter what they are, honestly and authentically if we're not first honest with ourselves, because then you're just going to be telling the lie that you tell yourself to the other person, and then feelings are going to get hurt because it's not going to align and there's going to be problems.
Notice that the poop was covered.
Billy Joel's in my head and I'm wearing a Billy Joel shirt. Honesty. Such a lonely word. Okay.
And Sheila in the chat, honesty kicks your ass. Well, ask anyone who has ever been completely, unabashedly honest with themselves about how they truly feel about a situation. And none of them will tell you that it didn't. Not at first, because there have been so many lies that you've told to yourself and those around you. And not just you, but general you. That once you finally start being completely honest with how you feel, it hurts.
Can I add to that, Sheila? I'm reading that you're harder on yourself than the individuals that affected you. And the reason for that is because of the manipulation and the gaslighting and the pernicious destabilization of your emotional regulation and self worth. They slowly deteriorated your self worth to the point where they trained you to punish yourself. That's why you're
Yep.
harder on yourself, because you were trained to punish yourself. You were trained to be perfect so that it was less dangerous for you. So take the pressure cooker off now that you're free, and recognize that self compassion takes you much further in life. Self compassion and no judgment towards yourself helps motivate you to move yourself forward in the most gentle way. And the gentleness is what helps you thrive.
Hmm.
That fear-based shame and ugliness that you experienced, and the training that you had, the conditioning that you had to punish yourself, no longer applies from this moment on. You are clear and safe. I hope that helps for everyone,
Yeah.
because we all have those parts of ourselves that we're still treating ourselves in a certain way without realizing. So, part of the process. But
And
this is
go
key.
through the list either on my YouTube or on the Embers of Light YouTube, and look for forgiveness. We did a whole episode on forgiveness.
We did.
And if you needed a quick refresher, watch yesterday's Brindle's Vision,
Yes.
because the message within that was in sync between her show Monday and today.
And this is a beautiful message this week too, because this is like the really deep core work that we need to do in order for us to help ourselves use this fire horse energy and move our lives forward. We really have to make decisions this year to actually do things differently, think differently, feel differently, first and foremost about ourselves, and just embrace our own worth for what it is and accept ourselves fully and completely where we're at, as we are exactly where we are meant to be in this moment. And we don't get to where we're at without this raw honesty that we have going on in this chat. And this is making my heart filled so much because of this beautiful honesty that we have that resonates with every single one of us, and even those who are going to watch the replay.
Right.
First, we got to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be brave enough and courageous enough to be honest with those around us when we know that truth. We need to stand behind ourselves. Remember, we got our own backs, right?
Right. And I'm going to pull something right now. I'm going to pull the Papa stare. And I'm going to look directly at you and let you know, if you got to cry, cry. Do not shame yourself because you're crying. Do not feel bad about yourself because you're crying. Better out than in. Something triggered it. Something reminded the body of the experience that you have held on to, and it is grieving. And it needs to let it go. It needs to let it out. So give yourself permission to feel what you need to feel, release what you need to release. And don't lie to yourself that it is not okay what the release is.
Crying is a nervous system regulation. It's necessary. It's physically necessary also to have that cathartic release from you. It does shift and change your entire nervous system, so it's necessary. And so is getting angry like you did, Bubble Kittens. Sometimes it's okay to scream your lungs out, but there's actual nervous system ways to do it where you're not hurting your vocal cords. So I think there's like, you can put pressure on both of your temples and then just something like that, and do that a few times. Like, look it up. There's literal cranial sacral kind of
Yeah.
nervous system things that we can do for ourselves that mimic things without hurting ourselves.
There's another one where you can take your knuckles, put them right under your chin,
Yes.
and do that.
Yes.
You don't even have to exhale. You don't
Yeah.
have to even exhale.
You're hitting pressure points. So that's healthier ways of
Yeah.
releasing anger without, hurting yourself.
Carrie.
Carrie says, well, I must be very regulated right now.
You're angry for different reasons right now. Teasing.
Oh gosh. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, we can't live authentically if we're not being really honest, period. And if we're not safe to be honest, let's be honest about our situation that makes us unsafe.
Yeah.
But then let's also decide to do something about it. Because we get stuck in the, okay, well, I know he's abusive, but I'm going to stay there. Or I know she's a jerk, but I'm going to stay there. Listen, you ain't got to do nothing. You got to take care of yourself. That's what you got to do. So New Jersey of me.
What? Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. Question. What do you do when it's your family that makes you feel unsafe?
You emotionally separate yourself from them to the point where you recognize their limitations as they are. They're limited in their own personal knowledge and experience and ignorance and, growth and evolution and conscious awareness of self. They're limited. Where are you at? What do you believe in? How do you really feel? If you can't express yourself without feeling like you're in danger, then don't express yourself. You don't need to share yourself. You can keep them at a professional level, right? We don't get emotionally involved at a professional with our boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your family in the professional, circle, if you will. Yes, and if they're not, because my parents are old school and neurospiciness wasn't a thing. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't exist in they only just started seeing what it's like in females and researching stuff recently in recent years. So that's a real thing. So the best practices that you can do for yourself I'm autistic and I have ADHD, by the way. It's not something I have, it's my brain and my nervous system is autistic and ADHD. I'm gonna correct myself because language matters. I practicing this conscious awareness of self and this emotional regulation practices of processing our triggers in the moment and implementing healthier thought patterns and behaviors and emotionally detaching ourselves from other people's responses and reactions. Okay? Doesn't mean we don't love them. Doesn't mean we hate them. It means we are not taking on their limitations.
Right.
It's going to be a struggle to not do that if we're not practicing that conscious awareness of self and that emotional regulation that we have to practice on a regular basis so that it becomes part of our everyday. I promise you, I can get overstimulated real fast, but because I practice that emotional regulation and stabilizing myself continuously, I can maintain. And if I need rest, I'm going to rest. I will disappear for days if I need to, because that's part of our nervous system's replenishment and action cycle. Replenish, action, replenish, action. Honor your own nervous system. You don't have to be understood.
Nope.
You just need to understand yourself. And part of that is be honest with the reality that they're not going to have the capacity to reach you. And that's got to be okay because they're at where they're at. You can't make them see where you're at. They didn't put in the work that you did.
Now, I haven't gone through the hours and hours of testing to find out what neurospicy I have, but overstimulation I am completely familiar with. Completely familiar with. I used to have to warn people when I worked over at the pizza place that if you ever see my hat backwards, ask me if I'm hot. Because otherwise, I am on the brink. So I literally had to be honest with people and transparent about, if you notice this about me, ask me these questions. And that may be something that you can do with your family so that they begin to understand and they can see the difference in real time.
I say stuff like, I don't like the energy of that. It irritates me. Or it's the energy of that is not resonating with me. You can use the word resonates because it is frequency related and we feel everything. So you could say stuff like that. You can say, well, that might be you, but that doesn't work for me. Or that's your limitation, not mine. You can speak that. And I come with disclaimers all the time. If something overstimulates me, I'm like, excuse me, this is overstimulating. I'm going to go fix it. And I do what I have to do in order to fix it for myself so that I'm comfortable. Take care of your own needs. They don't need to understand you. You just have to have your own back.
Yeah, you showed me one of your stems when you go out to eat. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And? So?
Yes. Use your own stem.
We have a different relationship than a lot of people with in that aspect. Now, when it comes to your family not understanding, whether it's you direct or you general, doesn't matter. When it comes to your family understanding or not, guess whose job it's not to make them understand? Yours. It's not your job. Not your job. Or trabajo. No.
Surround yourself with, when you're with your family, you're with your family. But when you're having a meltdown in that moment, tell them what your needs are. Tell them, I don't want you to talk or say anything. I just need you to put pressure on me. Or whatever your needs are. Just say, I'm overstimulated and this is what's happening to my nervous system. And this is what I need right now if you want to help me. If you don't want to help me, then get out of my way and let me get my nervous system back. Speak it. Speak it. They don't have to understand you, but give them your boundaries and direction whilst you're in that meltdown. Meltdowns are real because our nervous systems are pushed over the edge and there's nothing left for us. So our nervous system is like, stop.
And because you're oversensitive, and most autistic people are oversensitive.
That's why our nervous system gets shot.
And the ability to not take things personally is lessened because you are oversensitive and highly sensitive and pick up on things and you take things more personally because it takes more for you to express it. And then if they don't get it, then the frustration of having to re-express and re-explain causes more anger, causes more overstimulation, which creates that lack of safety feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So the job.
Oh, go ahead.
So the job or the task is to focus in on they are not going to understand. They do not live with this issue. And they are themselves. They have their own understandings. And if they choose to understand, that's their task. I don't have to take personally their lack of inability to understand or desire.
So let me explain taking something personally, and this is how deeply we need to be honest with ourselves. And being honest with ourselves, first and foremost, what you were saying before, that they cannot reach you. They're not going to reach you. They can't. They're not going to understand. My mother is ADHD as fuck. My father is autistic as fuck. And I'm a mixed up kid.
So apparently you're fucked.
They'll never know because perfection in the eyes of society, culture, religion, okay, there's this idea, systemic idea of what is perfection, but that is a system that is intentionally designed for a nervous system that isn't our nervous system. And that's what that self-compassion piece comes in. Give yourself the compassion that you need in those moments and allow yourself to be honest with yourself about the circumstances for the reality that they really are. Yes, it's hurtful because we want the most support from those people. Those are the ones we need the support from because we never got it. Oh, well, that's where the childhood trauma came from, because we never got it. So why are we thinking that it's going to happen now unless they evolve on their own? But I will tell you what, when you are the example, when you speak your truth, when you stand up for yourself and you don't lie, and you just calmly speak your truth and stand firm in whatever that calm truth is, guess what might happen? They might start to shift and grow and change and evolve. They might actually take themselves to whatever tiny baby steps they could forwards and shift some minor perspective here and there, or sometimes big perspectives here and there. By your example, you might give them the courage to question themselves just by showing up authentic and honest. Okay? Try it. Be brave enough to try it. So laughing. Yes, thank you. It does make it makes sense in the bigger picture sense where you could step back and take a look at it and just see the whole life with whatever circumstances and observe it for what it really is. You're going to notice that self-compassion is the key here because of course I was fucked up. I mean,
Why are you pointing at me? Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't do it to you.
My body naturally goes to the left. Sorry. That wasn't intentional.
I know, but I couldn't resist.
That's really funny.
So Lunaria takes everything personally, so she gave up explaining. Good.
You don't have to explain yourself to
You don't.
anybody. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. You know who you are and what you're experiencing. Your experience and your feelings are not up for debate, period. I had a conversation with somebody recently and I said to them, I'm not going to convince you of what my experience is, but I need you to understand I have my own back and I know what I'm doing with myself. And whatever your judgments and expectations are or assumptions are, that's on you. You don't know me well enough to know my experience.
Nope. I quit. You can't quit. Sorry, not yet. Nope, not allowed.
No, don't throw them in the towel. No.
But if you want healthier levels of communication in your relationships, start with you.
Yes.
Look at what you say to yourself. I read somewhere, and I don't know how much I believe or the strength of this, how much I believe, but your brain lies to you. That was part of the inspiration for the song too, because your brain, your thoughts lied to you.
That's the faulty programming, the conditioning, the horrible experiences you've had. All of that programming. That's what that is. Your brain's going to lie to you unless you really, really pay attention to what it is that you're saying and thinking and feeling and doing, and pay attention to yourself.
If your thoughts are not giving you joy and pushing you in the right direction, maybe not in every case, but maybe the old programming is lying to you and gaslighting you to stay where you're at, because no, you can't start seeing the truth. You can't start telling the truth and feeling better about yourself. No, we're comfortable right where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's that working?
We got to be honest with ourselves first and foremost, and show up in that honesty, in that truth. That's the biggest change you got, is really stepping up a notch in your authenticity game. We got to rewire our brain into that healthier thought pattern and behavior that is in alignment with who we truly are and what's truly honest and authentic with ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we can show up outside externally authentically. And that's going to bring us so many more new people that are aligned with us, that are healthy, that are safe, that bring opportunities too, all the opportunities that tend to unfold when you're aligned. So it opens so many doors for you to be authentic. Yeah.
Starts within.
It does.
Ooh.
What
Song's
lovely.
gonna take a whole new meaning when I play it again.
Yeah, it is. Let's listen to it again and read the lyrics too.
We will.
Mm-hmm.
So let me throw this up on the screen real quick after I make sure that it comes up right.
Thank you all for being with us. What an amazing
Absolutely.
chat. Oh, my heart is so full.
Now,
Whew.
I only have to show one QR code now, because her info, my info, Carrie's info, the info for this show, wherever it's re-aired and replayed, everything you need to know, right in that QR code, which is also down in the description below. Please be sure to subscribe, click the like button, let us know if you're enjoying throw comments in, let us know what you liked, what you disliked. We want to know, because we're growing. Embers of Light is the new home of Rise Radio Networks as a whole. It's a new Facebook page that's also opening up very soon. It's actually open now if you stumble across it, but we haven't started promoting it yet. But that is where Rise Radio Networks and Rise Awakenings both will be joining on Facebook together. Finally.
This is so exciting. Thank you, Michka and Carrie, because none of that would happen if it wasn't for those two. Those two have done all of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you all so much.
And both Diane and I would love to work with you on forgiving yourself, rising, not lying to yourself, stepping into your authenticity, doing the shadow work, doing all the things.
Yeah.
So click those links and get in touch with either one of us, and we will be helping you out.
Yeah. And Carrie too. She's another one.
And Carrie too. Absolutely.
We got it. We got this together.
Yes, we do. Tomorrow, Diane and I'll be back with Carrie, because the Oracle has got to bring you another can't make this shit up reading.
The core.
And then on Friday, Lunaria will be back with Illuminate at 11 a.m. Eastern. Actually, the core is also at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then regular schedule next week over on Rise Radio on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern will be Unplugged again. Amelia will be returning in just a few weeks for a live show with that, but feel free to click the links in the Embers of Light and go and check out the replay so you know what the show is all about. So, with that, love you guys.
Love you. Love yourselves.
Keep going, and for God's sakes, Don't lie to me.
I love it. Let's listen again.
There's a feeling, it lies deep inside.
Knowing something changed, a reality inside.
Tell me everything is fine. Life left you wary. The distance that's growing has become a bit scary.
I see the change in your eyes, the cracks in your smile.
Feeling something's different, holding back for a while. But you lied to me, hiding what's real. There's a truth inside how you really feel. Afraid to tell me for fear of what I might say.
But you lied to me,
Keep it buried away.
I ask you what's wrong,
Shaking a smile,
walk away.
digging for the truth. What you don't say.
Changing the topic,
While holding the past,
someone new before me.
a new spell is cast. Told in your voice,
Changing your gate
while you talk to me.
before it's too late.
But you lied to me, hiding what's real. There's a truth inside how you really feel. Afraid to tell me for fear of what I might say. But you lied to me, get buried away. Don't lie to me. You know that I'm here. You know that I care. We can talk this thing through. Not going anywhere. Whatever it is, 'cause it really that bad.
Just be honest with me.
There's this lottery lie to me.
Hiding what's real.
There's a truth inside how you It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinements. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can.
Hey, this is Brindlewolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken in life. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings. Let's rise together.